What's up, y'all? In this video, I'm going to be talking about forgiveness and how I've come across forgiveness in my journey and in my life. And I'm going to go ahead and be honest, like, it was never easy. It was never easy. You know, I was hurt, full of resentment, full of anger, killing my wisdom out of expecting other people to kind of be the same as me. I recognized that I was only hurting myself in that way. And I could go into a series of different stories where I've been betrayed, shown nothing but doubt, and even kind of tricked up out of my spot because of my own anger. But had I had learned, or had I had the strength to forgive, I'd be in a much better position. And I would always admit that my view on forgiveness wasn't where it should have been. Forgiveness is not a weakness. It's actually it's a strength. Forgiveness is a strength. And a lot of us tend to overlook that. We tend to think, oh, if I forgive this person for doing me wrong, I'm betraying myself. But it's actually the opposite. If you choose not to forgive that person, you're actually betraying yourself. Because the whole weight of that anger is actually more detrimental to your mind and your spirit than it is to theirs. You ever heard the saying, being angry at someone is like drinking poison and expecting them to die? That right there is the reality of what's happening. You're holding on to this situation and it's weighing you down from fulfilling your purpose and your destiny and your needs. It's all wrong. And you're expecting something of that person when you should have been kind of giving it to yourself. And I've talked about this before. There is no one on this earth that can fulfill your needs better than you. And when you start to look at it from that perspective, you begin to understand how much power is really stored within you. And all it takes is a simple choice. And I'm speaking to my people who are self-aware. If you are self-aware, then you are constantly in understanding of your own emotions and your own feelings. You have to pay attention to how those feelings and emotions can impact you in the long run, especially in a situation where you are feeling the most frustration. And this just goes to show that emotions can sometimes hurt us, and we don't necessarily realize that. But I'm always gonna encourage you to understand that your emotions are good, but your behavior towards your emotions is something that you should always be mindful of. You should always be mindful. You should always be aware of the situation. I'm always gonna tell you to observe your thoughts. Treat them like passing clouds. Notice the situation for what it is. Understand that you are just a consciousness in this space of this universe that is just observing things. You are experiencing things. Don't attach yourself to the situation. Don't attach yourself to the feelings. Don't cling to them. Because when you cling to them, you aren't facing the reality of life. That everything is free flowing. Everything is meant to be. You have to allow things to pass. You have to focus your attention on yourself and becoming your more centered and grounded self. Learn to emotionally detach. Learn that life is filled with impermanence. Nothing is meant to last forever. So when I mentioned to you to forgive, you had to know that that same resentment that you are holding on to from certain situations is not meant to last forever. I understand that some of us want to adhere to these feelings. and essentially keep feeding into them because we understand them. It's us. It's us. You know, how could somebody make us feel that way? But you have to understand that the real power is when you detach from your identity, when you would detach from your ego. You had to let things be, and that way you could see things from a point of reality. I had a situation where I was friends with someone for years. This is like my best friend. And they accused me of something, and I was hurt. I was like, you accusing me? Someone who's been in your life? Someone who supported you? And they turned their back on me and put that pain in me. But I recognize that I allowed that to happen because the reality is they were hurting themselves. There was nothing that I had to take personal from that situation. And at the time, I ended up making a big mistake and reacting to it. And that's where you lose your power, when you react to things sometimes. And not really when you react to things, how you react to things. And I look back now, and had I had the strength to forgive that person, I would have stayed in my power. And maybe I could have allowed that relationship to transform into something that it's never been before. But because I was so filled with that hurt, I carried that pain with me, and I shared that pain with others. And that's what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to bring to you. Forgiveness is a strength. It keeps you in control of you. And you have to be in control of you. I was expecting them to fulfill a need of validating my worth. I made that mistake. But I never needed anybody to validate me. I never needed anybody to tell me that I'm worth it, or I'm valuable, or I'm anything of the sort. I never needed that. All I needed was to tell myself that and to believe it. But at the moment, that wasn't where I was at in my journey. I was dead set on proving them wrong or proving them right just to make a point. Because in that conversation, I had tried to explain to them how when you put out negative energy, bad things can end up happening. And I let my pride take the best of me, get the best of me. I said, you know, I'm going to cement this relationship the best way I could. I'm going to cement it because I know at the end of the day, they don't think like me. It was arrogance. It was pride, because I know I see the world objectively. But I can't expect everybody to see the world the way that I do. Some people have a lot of different programs within them, deep-rooted programs. You understand? And who am I to say you should be just like me? Who am I to say you should think just like me? I'm nobody to tell anybody that. I could only offer my perspective. And whether or not you choose to accept it or not, that's on you. I had a problem where I could not detach from the outcome. I felt like anything that I did, I had to expect a specific outcome, and it always had to be the one that I wanted. I didn't know how to detach. But now, I'm going to tell you, when you learn to detach, you now allow yourself to forgive. Give people the freedom. Let situations play out the way that they're meant to be played out. You don't have to have an answer right then and there. And then with people too, again, you gotta learn to forgive them. But more importantly, you have to learn how to forgive yourself first. That's where you could then forgive others, because you understand how fundamental it is to forgive yourself. You understand how fundamental it is to allow yourself to grow. You understand how important it is to give yourself the grace to say, you know what? I'm here for the first time in life and I'm learning. It's a journey. It's a journey. And in this journey, we're going to get cuts and bruises. There's things that we're going to mess up on. Some of us don't get it right all the way. Some of us have to mess up. Change your relationship with failure. Understand that failure doesn't define you. Bad situations don't define you. How you react to them does. How you react to them does. This is something that you have to walk with life. You have to understand it, believe it, understand it. You know what I'm trying to say? Really just bring it to your heart and keep it with you. So that way you can make peace with yourself and the people around you. Now, when you forgive, you get to keep your mind clear. You get to focus on your purpose. You get to focus on what you need to do for yourself, because you're not carrying that baggage with you. The load is lighter. Now I'm on this journey. I get to move a little bit more further. I get to sprint a little bit more faster. I get to expedite my journey just a little bit more, just to get to where I see myself at. It's a process. It's a process. You have to know how to forgive. You have to know how to forgive. It's essential for life. So I'm going to say that one more time, and I'm going to let y'all, enjoy your day, enjoy your night. Stay proud, stay happy. Continue this journey of self-growth. At the end of the day, we all on it. And I'm here to just share what I know. Because at the end of the day, we're all connected. Nobody's better than anybody. And I know for a fact I'm not better than anybody. So with that being said, y'all, peace out. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your night. Hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all took away something. I had to come back because I wanted to add another thing. A lot of us tend to be angry and carry a chip on our shoulders about people not helping us and choosing us and picking us and wanting to support us or wanting to believe in us. Let it go. Help yourself. There's nothing that you can't do for yourself. There are always going to be other people out in this world that want to see you succeed more than the ones that you want to help you. It never works that way. Life is just a thing where you have to understand that certain people see you, whereas others just don't. And that's just the reality. Like, you can't hold a grudge towards somebody who's in their own process. You can't hold that grudge because that's where they're at. You got to let it go. You got to help yourself. You got to make that choice for yourself. You understand? You have to make that choice for yourself. You only weighing yourself down, worrying about, why didn't this person care about me? Why did this person step up for me when I stepped up for them? Why didn't this person do da-da-da-da-da-da? Or why did they do what I expected them to do? That don't make sense. You got to release your expectations. Reclaim your power. You have to reclaim your power. You have to bring it back to you. You got to bring it back to you. What can I do for myself today? What can I do to change this situation so I don't feel like I'm a victim or I'm being done wrong? Because ain't nobody really sleeping on you to the point where you got to lose your mind over it. You're going to find your people. You're going to find your people. Just believe in yourself. Keep working. Keep putting in the work. It's that simple. When people see you putting in the work, they notice you. They're going to observe you. And they're going to say, you know what, man, I want to support this person. Keep growing, keep getting better. It only takes one. It only takes one. Like, that's really it. It only takes one. So keep pushing. Let go of those people that showed that they weren't your people. Love who love you. Choose who choose you. What do you have versus what you don't have? Shift your focus. Change your lens. What do I have versus what I don't have? Who do I have versus who I don't have? You got to let it go. You got to change your mindset for you. You got to reclaim your power. You got to walk in your purpose. And part of working in your purpose is understanding who are your people. You can't worry about who's not there for you. Because all you're doing when you're worrying is bringing down your own energy. You suppressing yourself. You holding yourself back. They don't even got to do nothing to you because you proving them right. You proving them right. He ain't going to achieve nothing because you know why? He's focused on how I'm reacting to him. That's not where his focus should be. His focus should be on how he could get better, how he could get 1% better every day. His focus should be on him. But here he is, or here she is, or here they are giving it to me, or giving it to this situation. That's not where your attention should be, and that's not how you should be handling situations. Your attention should be focused on how you could get better. Your attention should be focused on being consistent. Your attention should be focused on being more disciplined. Your attention should just be on being you and loving you. Focusing on who loves you. Focusing on how you could be better. It's really that simple. You can't be worrying about people who, oh yeah, this person disrespected me, this person disregarded me, or this person made it seem like I was blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Who cares in the grand scheme of things? Let it go. You have to let it go. There's no point in you holding on to things that don't serve you. And you gotta know that. You gotta know that. You see how many other people get lost. How many people turn to all these different vices and they never lose them. Because you know why? They can't find it, the inner strength within themselves to give themselves what they need. And it always goes back to that same, damn, I needed somebody else to help fulfill me. And I'm gonna keep repeating it. You don't need nobody to fulfill you. All you need is yourself. You've always been whole. You don't need nobody else. When people see that inner strength in you, that's when they come to support you. Because you doing something different. You doing something different. You unshakable. So focus on yourselves. Be bedrocking your beliefs. Be bedrocking your values. Stop letting other people dictate how you are or how you should be. Other people don't define you. You define you. And you gotta walk with that. And I ain't saying have a chip on your shoulder, but have that inner peace and that inner strength in yourself to understand that your focus and your faith and your life is all on you. It's all on you. It's all on you. Take accountability. It's all on you. Don't slack. Don't slack. Don't make excuses. It's all on you. And that's okay. And that's okay. It don't make you lonely. Loneliness is a state of mind. You're not lonely. You got people in your life that love and support you. Focus on those few and be appreciative and grateful for them. So that way you can give yourself what you need and support your people, support your village. And I'll guarantee you, when you find that strength in yourself and you build up yourself, you'll see how that same village grows. Oh, I like this guy, man. He's doing what he had to do for himself. He loves himself, or she loves herself. So now, man, I feel safe to be around them because I know when I'm around them, they won't be expecting anything of me. And I've talked about those expectations. I've talked about them. When you have them, they can lead to disappointment. You have to release your expectations. In short, life is free flowing. You are not in control of anything. Do not attach yourself to your emotions and those thoughts that weigh you down. Don't attach yourself to them. Don't cling to them. Detach. Detach from them. Observe your thoughts. Understand the outcome of where they lead you to. And ask yourself, is that where I want to be? Is that in alignment with my values? If I know I'm strong and I have a confident spirit in me and I believe in myself, does the thoughts that are the complete opposite of that show that I'm in alignment with it? If the answer is no, it doesn't. So be self-aware and change them. Be self-aware and change them. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Be okay with changing. Be okay with growing. Be okay with saying, you know what? This doesn't serve me no more. I'm going to remove it. And that could go from a person, a situation, and a mentality. Don't give yourself anxiety. Don't do it to yourself. It doesn't serve you. Don't lose that focus. And don't forget that you have the power to make a decision. It's all on you. It's all on you. You don't have to be worried for nothing. You don't have to be worried. And you don't have to be fretting about who's there for you and who's not there for you. You got to be the best version of yourself. And you got to understand that there's work to be done. And if there's work to be done, then you got to understand that it takes practice, daily practice. It's not something that you could just turn on next day and everything is all done. No, you got to work at it. Prepare yourself for the opportunity. Prepare yourself to walk into who it is that who you were destined to be. Carry that strength with you. Prepare. Don't expect things to be handed to you. A good life is earned. So with that being said, you got to do it for yourself. You can't worry about anybody else. You got to know how to be alone. And you got to know how to walk in your power and reclaim it. It's up to you. Nobody else. It's up to you. Nobody else. Remember that. It's always been up to you.